Three for the Money is brought to you by the Trendscenter App. This is the best tool for sports betting research. Okay. On the Trendscenter app, you can test betting systems from the past 20 years, explore thousands of existing trends and systems from the top betting experts. Choose from hundreds of filters to test different systems for each sport. Save these trends and get notified when these systems have games. Download the app for free using the link in our description and get a free 2-week premium trial using the code TFTM. The normal free trial is 3 days. Kind of a big deal. Upgrade your sports betting research today. Okay, let's get into the show. Okay. We're here. We're back. It's Three for the Money. New episodes every Thursday. We're back from a little break. I had some personal things I had to attend to, but we're back. The NFL draft happened. The NBA and NHL playoffs are going on, and there are some things to talk about. I haven't been gambling really the past 2 weeks too much. I've had some personal things come up, but first let's check in with the boys. How are you doing today, Chris?
I'm doing pretty good. I took a little hiatus from gambling. Like 3 days, I think. um,
Wow.
and yeah, I know. I needed like a
You were due.
little factory reset. And again, it was 3 days, so it felt like an eternity. But I've been knock on wood, still got a few left today, but I've been pretty decent. Yesterday was my first bad day since coming back. So hopefully we turn around today, but been feeling pretty good. Titans had a pretty solid draft. Preds are still in it. It's all right. Things are all right over here.
Yep, things are okay. How are you doing today, Sean?
Today, specifically,
Yeah.
uh, tired
All
from
right.
these Preds games.
All right. What about the last 2 weeks?
Last 2 weeks, yeah, they've been solid. I've also taken a break from gambling. Uh, I just ran out of money. I just kept losing. So, and I was like, yeah, I can wait. But, um, yeah, it's been good. It's been nice just like watching sports and not having like really anything hang over my head other than like my own teams trying to personally kill me. But
Yes.
other than that, yeah, it's been solid 2 weeks.
Yes. Chris mentioned it a little bit ago. Let's go ahead and get into the draft, and all things that sort of occurred. And then we'll go into NBA and NHL. Okay. So really the only controversy for, I don't know, I guess not controversy, I don't know what you would call it. The first, I guess, sort of twist that happened, in my opinion, would be the Chargers taking Joe Alt. Um, Even though John Harbaugh was, he had gone on record to be like, the offensive line is where it's at. It's the only position group that doesn't rely on any other position group. So that was kind of a hint. I just thought that was, kind of a, what do you call it when they want you to think something else? A curveball? I don't know. Uh, I mean, Justin Herbert has no one to throw to. Uh, but then they took Joe Alt, that behemoth of a man that I really wanted the Titans to take because he's a left tackle, and we don't have one. So,
We do now.
yes, we do have a left tackle now. The Titans drafted J.C. Latham, uh, Alabama right tackle. but I mean, from what I've heard, he has the skill set to switch over. And,
French King.
yes, Trench King, the Trench King. Uh, and our head coach's father, Bill Callahan, uh, is apparently the offensive lineman guru. So, and apparently, this is the fucking guy. This is the guy that they want. That they wanted. So, I'm gonna trust him on that, and we're gonna see. But man, it would have been nice to get Joe Alt though. That would have been sick.
If Joe Alt was available at 7, that's who the Titans would have picked.
No question.
Yeah.
No question. And I did hear, I think I heard someone, it might have been Schefter that went on McAfee's show and said that if the Chargers hadn't taken Joe Alt, the Giants would have taken Joe Alt. That is what I heard. And I mean, for them, it was kind of like we can either take Joe Alt or Malik Neighbors, and so the decision was kind of made for them.
And we got neither of those people.
Yeah. So, but we ended up with. It seems like we would have ended up with J.C. Latham either way. So. You know
I
what?
saw. I don't know how y'all felt about this, but people were mad, obviously for draft night. But people were mad we didn't take at least Rome at 7. And you know what? I'm okay with not taking a wide receiver in the first round. We Titans kind of took care of that in the offseason with Calvin Ridley, and they still have free agency coming up too. So, I think Tyler Boyd is scheduled to make a visit to Nashville sometime this week or next week. But yeah, I wasn't mad that people were mad that it was like Rome was right there, and it's like
we don't need Rome.
We don't really
need an O-line.
Yeah, we need an O-line, guys. Think about it. We have nobody.
Yeah, that was it. It's like, look at our wide receiver room. It's not like murderer's row by any stretch of the imagination, but it's still D-Hop, Calvin Ridley, and everyone's favorite NWI, and a cast of others. But our our offensive tackles in general are Dylan Radins and Petit Frere. And I mean, we've seen what they do, and it's not very good. So I think Petit Frere has potential. I think he can be a decent right tackle. I do not trust him blocking Will Levis's blind side. So yeah, we needed left tackle. It was like, if Will Levis drops back to throw the ball, there's receivers out there, but he's going to have about half a second to throw the damn thing. So I was very okay with the pick. And I mean, Titans fans we're the worst. We're not happy with anything. We spent, as soon as we hired this Bill Callahan as the O-line coach, everyone's like, oh, this is the best O-line coach in the game. Everyone loves it. We've just been jerking him off for however long he's been with the Titans. And then we get his favorite prospect in the draft. And everyone's like, what the hell is this guy talking about? He doesn't know anything. I'm the expert. So, I mean, Titans fans are the worst. I'm sure every fan base is like this, but it pissed me off. But I like the pick.
Yeah, I think the pick has grown on me, definitely. I did not like it when we drafted him. I think it was more of like a sting from pick number 5 from the Chargers, taking the guy that we thought we were going to get, being Joe Alt. And I was just like, fuck, dude, what are we going to do now? It's like, now do we go wide receiver? It's like, it's like, if Neighbors is available, do we get Neighbors? And it's like, okay, well, Neighbors isn't available. And it's like, and then in draft night, it's like, you draft JC, who's a right tackle, and it's like, man, is he going to play left? And then later on that night, they have the press conference. It's like, he will play left. And it's like, oh, man, this kid has to learn like a new position. But I was just like, I don't know. I was pretty torn down, but I think the pick has definitely grown on me. I'm definitely not griping on it too much.
And they said, because I knew who this guy was. I didn't really know much about him, but they said like he played left tackle all throughout high school, so he's really only played right tackle in college. And obviously, it will be an adjustment. But they said like his footwork needs some developing. So it's like okay, you can actually spin that into a good thing, where it's like he's not set in his ways at footwork with his footwork at right tackle. You can kind of mold that back into left tackle, and he's a behemoth of a human being. So
Yeah, he's actually bigger than Joe Alt, which is
yeah, he's
insane.
massive. So yeah, in the moment I was kind of like meh. I wasn't
Yeah.
like mad. I was kind of like okay, but yeah, it has definitely grown on me. And I like the next day I woke up, I was like, you know what? I like that pick. That was a good pick. I'm happy.
Agreed.
Yeah, yeah, man, it did sting not getting Joe Alt, and just it just made no sense. Like that Justin Herbert has no one to throw to.
Well,
Like
they got Lad McConkey in the second round.
I didn't follow the other rounds
They
at
got
all.
Lad McConkey in the second round, and then they got like another, I forget his name, wide receiver at a USC in like the fifth or sixth. I mean, that guy might not even make the team. Who knows? Lad McConkey is solid. He's Caucasian, but so we'll see how that goes. But he's solid.
Shout out the Caucasians. Cooper DeJean.
Shut up.
Apparently a lot of teams wanted Cooper DeJean.
Well, then they should have drafted him.
Because Philly traded up to draft him.
Dude, Philly's secondary has DeJean and Reed Blankenship.
Look out.
I'm just saying, I've never seen a wider secondary. And they have two.
Yeah.
I
Crazy.
mean, they're
I'm
the
praying.
widest secondary.
I'm praying for DeJean though. Just it'll be fun. Just a white corner. It's like, oh shit. They're on Sunday.
Yeah, I desperately kind of want him to be fucking awesome.
Just be the best corner in the league. Like, yeah, he's ours.
I saw this meme. I saw this meme that was like Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in 1947. Cooper DeJean broke the color barrier in 2024.
I saw another. It was like an Instagram or a TikTok comment where someone was like, "He is our Jackie Robinson." I was like, I mean, I don't know if I would go that far, but that's hilarious.
That's a tall tale to live up to. I'll say that.
I would like
That's
to.
that's all I'm gonna say about that.
There is a non-zero chance he will be the last white corner ever.
Non-zero.
So one day we could tell our kids, like, I saw the last white corner ever get drafted. And
Well,
they'll be like, okay, what was this? Like the Civil War? Shut up, Grandpa.
well, what if he's so good that he inspires others? And then, the ball just keeps rolling.
Good for him. That'll be a great story.
Then he will be. Never mind.
I was thinking that. I was like, well, then he could be like, nah.
We're just gonna stop it right there.
The Harriet Tubman of white
corners. We're gonna Michael Penix to the Falcons.
Yeah, Michael Penix. That was a curveball.
I think that was truly the first curveball of the night.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Everything
like,
else was chalk before that.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, like, surprise, Harbaugh took a lineman. Like, come on.
Yeah.
But Michael Penix, who is, I believe he's 24,
Just turned
uh,
24.
just turned 24, and they just gave Kirk Cousins almost $200 million. Um, Interesting move, is a way that you could put that. But you know what? I'm not a Falcons fan. I'm not going to stress about it. I will say it was pretty silly. And you know what? I hope it works out for him, I guess. I don't know,
That's
bro.
it's so stupid. Like
Yeah.
I've seen all the people on NFL Network and ESPN try to spin it where it's like, oh, the Falcons just tried to secure themselves to not be in quarterback purgatory for the next 5 years or whatever. It's like, well, I mean, that is if that is best case scenario, way to shoot for the stars.
Yeah.
we're with our top 10 draft pick, we're gonna avoid like I know quarterback purgatory, it does suck. But maybe like I just don't get it. Like it makes no sense.
Have you seen the
You have
video?
that go ahead. What?
Have you seen the video of this? I guess this guy that works for the Falcons or something. He was like doing a social media or whatever. He's going around at the draft talking to Falcons fans, and he's like, they're like, so who do you want with this top 10 pick? And then like all of them are like Dallas Turner, Latu,
They're
you
like
know,
defense. We
yeah,
need defense.
they're like
Yes.
we need an edge rusher. Like we need someone to get to the quarterback because we were not able to do that. And it was like it was all of them. There wasn't
Yeah.
a single one that wasn't like a defensive pass rusher. It was kind of hilarious.
Oh yeah. Like nobody was thinking that. And it was like right before it might have been like right before the pick was submitted or like right after Schefter or someone on the draft coverage was like, I'm hearing they might take a quarterback. They love Michael Penix. And I was just like, shut up. There's no way. And they
Shut up,
did.
nerd.
They did. I was like, okay, that makes like I just it's been over a week or about a week, and it still makes no sense to me.
I mean, I think the best, I guess, spin zone or explanation behind it that I can, I guess, get behind is like Kirk Cousins, 34 years old, coming off an ACL. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
but in the same breath, don't pay him $200 million.
exactly. That's the same thing. It's like, yeah, you can spin zone it that way, and that does make sense, and that is a very real possibility. In that case, okay, your GM is still a fucking idiot because he signed a 30, however, 34, 35, however old he is, coming off a torn Achilles and gave him over $100 million guaranteed. So either way, one of these decisions is going to be incredibly stupid. And he was like, the GM, I forget his name, but he's like, best case scenario, Penix doesn't start for 4 or 5 years. Oh, you want your 30-year-old quarterback to
To
be
make his
making his
NFL debut.
he'll be making his NFL debut past his prime.
Ah,
Like
man,
he will be 29 and a half years old by the time he's in this dream scenario for him. When he's making his first, probably first meaningful start.
maybe they'll have
I
it all
just,
figured out by then.
Penix is gonna make that bag just riding the bench.
oh yeah, I mean he's
Yeah.
got the dream job.
That's crazy. Like,
Yeah, I mean he's a top 10 pick, so he'll
yeah,
be getting
he's
a lot
getting
of money.
money. Like, he's getting probably like, I don't know exactly with like the
Yeah,
top because they were like 9, like
8.
8. Oh, okay,
I think
yeah, I
they were
want to
top 10,
say
whatever it was.
he's got to be making like 10 mil. Like,
Oh,
Something
and
like that.
like if barring injury, probably won't. see again like a meaningful start for at least 2 years.
Yeah. The
Because
funniest
like
part about this whole thing was after like they drafted that video came out of the owner walking up to the GM, and like you could just tell, dude. Like he was like,
Why the fuck did
"What
you
the
do that?
fuck did you just do? Like, why did you do this?" And he's like, you can see he's like fighting for his job, like just like
and it's just
so
like
funny.
every press conference and every time the GM was asked anything about it after, it just felt so awkward. Like he felt like he was just having to justify it constantly. I was like, just say you really like him, you thought he was the best player, and move on. Like everyone already thinks you're stupid. Like you're just digging yourself a hole.
Can't really get much worse.
It can't. I mean, nobody like, and I think I don't know. Bold prediction: they could be back in this exact same spot 3 years from now because both these guys have injury history, and also Kirk Cousins is almost 40. So
Yeah, he's old.
he's old, coming off a torn Achilles. Michael Penix, old for a rookie, coming off 2 torn ACLs. I mean, granted, they happened multiple years ago, but 2 torn ACLs before your 24th birthday is not good.
Yeah. But Michael Penix is very good in college.
Yeah, but a lot of quarterbacks are good in college.
Yeah.
I know that's
Yeah.
like a shitty argument to be because a lot of good NFL quarterbacks are also good in college, but I don't know. I just think it was just incredibly dumb. And I've seen, like I said, I've seen all these people trying to justify it and explain it to me. And I'm like, no, it was stupid.
No, I'm going to choose to be negative about this.
I mean, I
Well,
what?
yeah. Well, speaking of quarterbacks drafted, Bo Nix to the Broncos. Is that the worst QB room of all time?
I think it's got to be up there.
Bo
It's got to
Nix.
be
They
up
just
there.
traded for Zach Wilson, and they have Jared Stidham still on the roster.
I mean, are those their only 3 quarterbacks?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well,
That's got to be one of the worst.
as followers of the show know, Zach Wilson on the Jets played very, very well at Broncos Stadium because I picked them and they won both times.
I don't remember
But
that.
other than that, it will probably not very good. It will probably be pretty bad.
I mean,
Probably
he's gonna start Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Like,
He's
I mean,
probably
they're not
older
gonna.
than Zach Wilson.
That's actually a good question. I'm gonna look
He
that
might
up.
be. Yeah, let's hold on.
Yeah.
Bo Nix.
When do you do that?
All right, Sean's doing
Age.
it.
Bo Nix is 24.
I mean, Zach Wilson's got to be right around there.
Zach
Yeah,
Wilson's
he's
24.
Jeez.
Well, wait, hold
Zach
on.
Wilson's been in
Let's
the
go
league
back.
for 2 years.
Bo Nix, February 25th, 2000. Ugh,
Ah,
that's gross.
that doesn't make me happy.
We're getting old, gentlemen.
Zach Wilson, August 3rd, 1999.
Okay.
So Zach Wilson's older
But like,
By half
by
a
like
year.
a few months.
yeah.
Yeah, Sean Payton's going to get fired in 3 years.
Yeah.
That I am not a believer whatsoever in Bo Nix. I think he was.
I think
he's a screen merchant. I think he's not accurate. He doesn't have the NFL level accuracy. He definitely doesn't have an arm. I don't believe in him whatsoever. And the Broncos, I mean, what's their offense like? I'm not up to date on the Broncos roster, but I don't
they don't
recall
have
their
Jerry
offense being.
Jeudy.
Yeah, I don't recall their offense being anything to really write home about. It's decent from what I remember, but it's not like you can just plug in a 24-year-old rookie and be like, all right, let's ride, especially in the same division as the Chiefs.
Do they
No
still
pun
have
intended
Portland
with the
Sutton?
Yeah, they still have Sutton. And they have Josh Reynolds and Marvin Mims Jr.
Oh,
Again, like
Murderers Row.
these aren't
Yeah.
great receipt. Like Cortland Sutton's all right.
No.
I don't. I think Sean Payton will be fired, especially him kind of like bragging about it in the press conference, being like, "Oh, we baited the Vikings into trading up." It's like, okay, you still drafted Bo Nix. It's like
I
this guy has to be a home run for that, for what you claim to have happened to actually pan
Yeah,
out.
and when this does happen, I think it's clean house.
Oh,
GM's gone.
I mean, it's gotta
George
like
Patton, he's gone.
they've they've super duper put themselves in a hole.
I mean,
They fucked themselves like 3 times.
I feel like everything they have done, like what have they done that was like, oh, that was a good move.
Oh, since they got Russell Wilson, there has been zero good
Exactly.
moves by the Broncos. Zero.
You could say that cutting Wilson was a good move, but that's
I
it.
mean, even then, you're still paying his
Yeah,
like
you're still paying
80
him.
million dead cap. Like
Exactly.
you're giving him free money to play against you.
That says a lot when your best decision as a GM is to get rid of the guy that you paid however many millions of dollars.
Yeah, fully guaranteed. Like ugh,
So yeah,
this
I,
whole
I agree.
man.
3 years, I don't see Sean Payton being the coach
Yeah,
after.
I honestly feel a little bad for Broncos fans. They've
Yeah.
done nothing to wrong me. The Broncos have never done really anything to wrong me. They're just going through it right now, and
Happens.
I kind of feel a little bad. I mean, they're in the AFC West. They have to play the Chiefs 2 times a year, and just the bane of their existence. They have a horrible GM. They can't draft worth shit. They traded for Zach Wilson. They got rid of Jerry Judy. Like the only saving grace of that team was Jerry Judy.
He was always
And
And
I
hurt.
just
their defense is good.
Yeah, they've had a pretty
yeah,
good defense.
sure,
I just want to throw something positive in there.
sure. I mean, I just feel bad. I feel bad for him. I
Oh, I
do.
do.
I really do. And
Yeah,
like
it's
I
I
feel like we've been in this same position for,
yeah,
honestly, you could argue
I
we're kind of still in it.
we're
We're just like a step above, honestly.
yeah, we've been there. We've been
Yeah,
there. And I feel that. So
yeah.
I feel a little bad for him.
yeah. I mean, J. Rob, the last Titans GM, definitely did some really fucking stupid things, like
Oh, he
drafting
did some
Caleb
damage.
Farley
He should be in
and
prison for what he did, war crimes for what he did to this team.
Isaiah Wilson. Uh, God,
And everyone, I guess you could argue not named AJ Brown was like not good at
well, like
best.
he had good players, and then they left, and he didn't replace them.
I was just talking about like his draft, but yes, you're right. Every like big free agent move was a swing and a miss.
Yeah,
So
Jadavian Clowney.
Julio Jones.
Who was the guy from the Falcons that just like
Oh,
we paid
oh,
him like
Vic, Be-
$9 million?
Vic Beasley.
Yes, Vic Beasley. Yeah,
fuck that guy.
that
Yeah.
guy.
Fuck Vic Beasley. I, I hate that guy.
He got a cool 9 mil for dodging
Sit,
work.
sitting down.
Yeah, that was awful.
At least Jamie Clowney played football.
Yeah.
Not at a very
Yeah.
high level, but he played football.
Yeah, I remember we were playing the Vikings and Christian Fulton intercepted a ball and then took it back for a pick six, and Jadavian Clowney like blindside blocked someone, and it took away the pick six. I remember that being so pissed at this fucking guy. I was like, what the fuck, man? Why did you do that? So
I remember hearing it was like Lawan and Compton on Bus and what the boys were talking about during the COVID year and like with all like the racial protests and stuff going on. It was like when the Titans like didn't practice or when they did some sort of like protest thing themselves, Vic Beasley was like the first one to be like, guys, maybe we should just sit this whole year out. And I was like, well, practice what you preach, brother.
The only thing
he let everyone know what he was about right out the gate.
Yeah. The only thing I'll praise John Robinson for was his first draft, 2016, when he drafted Derrick Henry and Kevin Byard back to back. Like it was Derrick Henry, then Kevin Byard.
That was him. Yeah, I forget that was him. That was his
first year. It was his first year.
I always thought he was the year after for some reason, but no.
Because I think the Titans had 2 second-round picks that year, and Derrick Henry was the last second-round pick. And I was like, we can get Derrick Henry, like the Heisman winner in the late second round. Like, yes, please. And then obviously alma mater, shout out Kevin Byard, MTSU. I was like, there it is.
Yeah,
this guy's a genius.
Awesome.
There was one draft he had where, like, it was like 8 out of like 9 picks that were like roster players that were like pretty decent. I believe it was the draft we had when we drafted Jayon Brown in the 5th round. I can't remember which draft that was.
Probably 2018.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was that draft. That was also the draft we got Nate Davis, who, I mean, was just a solid guard.
He was good.
Yeah.
2019, maybe.
I'm
looking.
Let's see.
2019, Jeff Simmons, J.J. Brown, Nate Davis, Armani Hooker, DeAndre Walker, David Long. Like, that was the draft.
Yeah, that was the draft.
That was the last good thing he did. For
that was the last good thing.
Yes.
And then
and he was in charge of the team for 3 more years after that. So
yeah. Yeah, and we're still recovering.
Yep.
So
yeah.
I do want to, but maybe one of the last things about the draft, in the playoffs, it has kind of, been like the Chiefs are just the hill that the Bills need to climb. But now it has turned into the Chiefs are now going to be this good because of the Bills. Because when they traded up with Buffalo to get Xavier Worthy, who is apparently faster than Tyreek Hill, is now going to play for the Kansas City Chiefs. This is awful. This is terrible. This is like the worst case scenario.
Yes. I mean, yeah, I get both sides. If you're the Bills, you shouldn't care about who you're trading with. If you can better your team the way your guy, and you think you can still get your guy, you should do it. But also, I mean, come on. This is your one team that you can't get past. And you just you can argue, actually make a pretty solid argument. The Chiefs are already this good because of the Buffalo Bills. Because the Chiefs traded up with the Bills to get Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
They traded with the Bills?
But then they got Josh. Yeah. They got Josh Allen.
Oh, yeah. So it's So I mean, it's not like Josh Allen's a swing and a miss, but still, it was like they weren't. I don't think the Bills were going to take Patrick Mahomes, but they're still the reason the Chiefs have him.
Yeah, they are the reason that the Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, yeah, and this Worthy is just the fastest man ever, apparently. So 3 more Chiefs Super Bowls, awesome. This guy's going to go for $132 touchdowns in this year's Super Bowl, guaranteed.
Well, I mean, what do we expect? Like, we go from one dynasty to another, and we're like surprised that they're still going to be good. Like, I mean, I'm just kind of numb to it. Is all I'm saying. Is like, of course they're going to be good. Of course they got like the fastest player alive. Like, of course they did.
Yeah, I guess when you put it like that, you shouldn't be
You
shocked.
you shouldn't be shocked. You can be mad. You can
I'm
be
mad.
mad
Yeah,
about it. Yeah, but you shouldn't be shocked, and you shouldn't be like, how could they let this happen? It's like because they're going to make it happen.
they are God's favorite team now.
Yeah.
He has moved on from the Patriots. He has cursed the Patriots. Now his favorite team is the Chiefs.
It's I just remember watching. It was like the last few picks of the first round, obviously. And you know, I personally I didn't really do that much draft research on like the later of the first round. But when when I saw that Kansas City traded up with Buffalo, I was like, this is interesting. And then they draft Xavier Worthy, and all the commentators are like creaming their pants, like, oh, they did it, they got him, and I'm like, what's all the hubbub, you know? And then and then they're like, he is faster than Usain Bolt. I'm like, oh no, how could they let this happen? how
And
how could the Bills give this to them?
I don't know what the whole Rasheed Rice thing, what's going to happen with that. But if he plays even half the season and you just have Worthy in the slot or even on the other side, I mean, just like, why even try?
Why even play the games?
It's just what it pisses me off.
Yeah, I just had
Again,
to.
not surprised, but like Sean said. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like, oh, they just drafted the fastest man alive. That's perfect.
Yeah. I mean,
They
we can be
can't
mad
keep
about it.
doing this.
We can be
Yeah, that
mad
was
about it. We can't be surprised about it. That's the thing. We can't be surprised about it. The Chiefs can no longer surprise us. It's just like, of course they did. You know,
even like you talk about. It's like, of course they get a weapon. When they drafted Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he was a bust, and they still won the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah.
So it's like even when they swing and miss, they still win Super Bowl.
Uh,
Whatever. We're just along for the ride.
I mean, before I wrap that up, like, I mean, when they made the pick, I was like, how did the fastest man alive drop to number 27? How did how did we get here? Did no one else need the fastest man alive? What? I guess I'm not a draft guru like these fucking guys, but I I was I guess I wasn't surprised. I mean, I was surprised,
I
but
was
then
surprised,
I was surprised, and then
of course.
it was like, of course, okay, yeah,
yeah, yeah,
uh, yeah,
Part of me though was really happy because that helped cash the over 6.5 wide receivers drafted in the first round bet at
that's
plus
right.
220, and
That's
that
right. You
had
did.
no business. Like, I think maybe three of the last four draft or guys taken were wide receivers, and that was awesome. It was a sweat.
yes,
But yeah, that was my perspective on it. After my oh shit, it's just gonna keep happening.
oh, but I want to bet.
I was like, oh well, that didn't cash it, but it greatly helped because I did not think they were going to take a receiver. So when I saw they traded up, I thought it was over.
Okay, moving on from the NFL, we are what?
Nothing. It's like before we started, I was like, we're gonna move on from the NFL, and then we're just like, all right, we're moving on from the NFL. It's just funny.
Nah. Okay. So we are in the thick of the NHL and NBA playoffs. Um, I have not really paid attention to the NBA playoffs, but I will say, LeBron James, you're a fraud.
He's not a winner.
Yeah, it's just basketball.
Yeah.
It's nothing. It's just a game.
this was like the like even with the draft coming up, and this is why I hated missing last week, even though I know that we all had some, personal affairs to attend to. But I really wanted to talk about this last week, and it's kind of blown by, and I'm not going to let it just blow by after what like people are saying is most comparably the GOAT to Michael Jordan, saying after going down in a series 3-0, you're just saying at the end of the day it's just basketball. No. No. I'm not going to let that just get swept under the rug.
It's
That's
just
not
basketball.
cool. Like this is our GOAT. This is what people are saying, that like he's the GOAT. Really?
Yeah. I'm kind of sick of like, obviously I get these people have lives outside of their professions, outside of their sports. I'm tired of these professional athletes saying like, this is just my job. Like I just like it's like I get it. Your family should be the most important. I get that. Like I'm not expecting you to be like, yeah, I would leave my wife and kid to play basketball until I'm 80 years old. I'm not expecting you to say that. But don't just be like, yeah, it's just a job. I just clock in and out. Like I don't like that. And he's not the first one, and he won't be the last because across all sports, people are saying it, and I don't like it.
But
I know it's your job. You're supposed to be like this larger than life superstar. Stop treating basketball like it's your 9 to 5.
yes, that was the point I was going to make. Just like he's got 5 ships.
Championships?
Yeah.
I think
4?
it's 5.
5?
Yeah. 2 with Cleveland, 3 with Miami, maybe? Or
And
is
then
it 2
one
with
with-
Miami?
Two with Miami.
So he's got
Lost
5
that
because he's
first.
got 1 with LA. I'm sorry.
Technically,
He's got 1 with LA.
yeah.
And his and the Lakers in season tournament championship.
At least they got that this year.
I wanted to bring that up. At least they're hanging a banner, or they have already hung a banner.
They've already hung it, dude. It's
But
I mean, dude. Yeah, like I haven't been paying attention to the NBA playoffs at all, but I saw that on Twitter and I was like, is this what people in like high school were like arguing about, like between MJ and LeBron, the GOAT like competition? Is this really like the dude? Kobe Bryant would never say that shit.
No, either with Michael Jordan, like none of
No.
and like yeah, none of these guys would. And people make the arguments like, well, he's 39 years. Like I don't care. It's not like he sucks. It's not like he's Michael Jordan on the Wizards. He's still playing very good basketball.
Yeah.
Like if he was like on the brink of retirement, which maybe now he is, who knows? But if he retires tomorrow, I'll be like, okay, this quote makes more sense. But I don't think he will. I think he's going to play at least another year. So
yeah.
I didn't like, and also
I mean,
Lakers. Oh, good.
He should play another year because he's going to make $50 million
And his son
next year.
League now, so
Yeah.
he's declared for the draft. I'm sure
Yeah.
someone's for marketing purposes alone. So
he has a cap hit next year of like $51.5 million.
I think he has an opt out. I think so. Yes, he. I don't know if he's going to stay with the Lakers, but I will be very surprised if he's not playing basketball this year.
Well, like that contract's with the Lakers.
I thought he had an opt out.
I have no idea.
Because people were like, if like the Hornets draft Bronny, people were saying like he can use his opt out and just go sign there.
Oh, okay. Well,
but
regardless,
I expect him to be playing basketball, regardless of who it's with.
Yeah,
it will probably be with the Lakers. But
yeah,
but,
I've been like I've seriously not stopped thinking about just like he's basically just like, what are y'all mad about? Like, we're down 3. It's just basketball. It's like, dude, we pay you like $50 million to like win
Yeah,
games.
shut the hell up.
Like,
It's not just bad. Like, I don't care what your job is. If you're getting paid that amount of money, it's not just that. It's like it's more than that. Especially like with fans who live and die with this team. It's like, hey, like get over it. It's just basketball. It's like, fuck you, man.
yeah. I mean,
But
I get fans saying that, like, at the end of the day, it's just basketball. Like, your team
I'm not
lost, it's just basketball. Those are
I'm not
fans.
getting paid $100 million to do it.
Yeah.
So
This player who has made a lifetime earnings of almost $500 million playing basketball is saying it's just basketball. And,
yeah.
one of the greatest of all time. Like, I mean, you're not going to deny that he is one of the greatest of all time
Oh no.
because he is, but I don't think he has that like mindset that Jordan or Kobe or Bird even like they don't. I don't think he really has that mindset anymore.
Anymore. I think in his
Yeah,
prime he
anymore.
definitely did.
Yeah,
But yeah, not anymore. I agree. Especially like that's case in point. Like you don't really even have to make him an argument other than what he just said.
yeah. And our resident Laker fan in the group chat was like, I can't wait till him and AD are gone and they suck again, like so I can be a fan again. It's like I get that. Like,
Him and like I get it's like hit well, I get what he's saying, but him and AD are like the only good players on this team. But
Ever
yeah,
also
since Alex Caruso left.
yeah, but they're also making like such an exorbitant amount of money that you can't really get anyone else worth a shit. That's why your third best player is Austin Reeves, which
AR-15.
respect, but
AR-15 shooter shoot.
yeah. I mean, I like him, but I don't know how many ships you're winning with 39-year-old Braun, AD on like his 7th torn whatever, and
Yeah,
a white shooting guard or
going
forward.
out there on like 7 ibuprofens.
Yeah, I mean he's still good. Don't get me wrong, but when that's your big three,
Yeah, I mean,
but I mean I
but hey,
hate
Lakers
the
fans,
Lakers,
you got that in-season tournament, so
and
congratulations.
they were leading for like 95% of the series.
Yeah, good.
So hang
I
another
guess
banner.
they can hold their hat on that.
Hang another banner. We led
Yeah,
for X amount of minutes in this series.
it is crazy how like the Nuggets can just like they're down by 20 to 30 points. They just turn it on with like 5 minutes left and just win the game off a game-winning
I mean,
shot.
they just play fuck you basketball.
Yeah,
It's just like we are
it's
better than
insane.
you. We're gonna coast, and then we're gonna turn it on.
Jamal Murray is different
He's an
in
assassin.
in the postseason. He is different.
Like that guy just has like he's cold. He's a very good basketball player in the regular season. Excuse me, postseason. I mean, he's cold blooded.
Yeah,
He fears no man.
yeah.
He's cold blooded because he's from Canada.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
I didn't
I
know
didn't
that.
know that.
The Canadian assassin.
Hell of a
Captain Canada,
Uh
Jamal Murray.
well, is that it for NBA?
That's
I mean,
really
I mean,
all I
there's
had. I mean, I've been holding that for on my chest for like a week.
yeah, you've been
So
going for a little bit.
I have been going for a little bit because I just keep seeing stuff on Twitter about it, and like, and the Lakers got one win in the series, and it was just like, God damn it. It's like if they come back after this like 4-3 again, like they did against the Warriors like years ago,
yeah.
or
Well, that was
LeBron.
the Cavs,
Sorry,
but yeah,
yeah,
LeBron.
I should have said LeBron, but
Yeah.
yeah, if they would have come back against the Nuggets like first round, I would have been like, fuck, like,
It is just basketball. He was right.
yeah. If they had won that series in 7, that phrase would be different now.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just basketball.
That would almost be like awesome. It's like, yeah, it's just
Yeah.
baseball. That's what
It would almost be awesome.
Yeah.
But nope, you got sent to Cancun in 5 games. But yeah, that's really all I have. I'm sorry for my rant, but I've been holding that on my chest for like a week now.
How are your Pacers, Chris?
They got their asses handed to them last night in Milwaukee. Milwaukee without Dame or Giannis. If Dame or Giannis like don't come back for Game 6, we're fine. Because it's in Indiana. Like if you looked at I should have had this ready. But if you looked at like the Bucks starting 5 and like the stats they put up, it was like they were ungodly. Like Pat Bev had 23 and 12. Like he's good. He ain't that good on offense.
He's not that good.
So, and Bobby Portis played out of his mind. It's like, and Middleton, obviously Middleton's a good player, but like all these guys shot the shit out of the ball. If that's what it has to happen again on the road, I don't see it happening. Granted, Doc did say Giannis and Dame are close to coming back.
I saw the spreads like 8.5 for the Pacers.
Yeah. But I mean, if Giannis and Dame come back, they'll probably win the series. But just because the Pacers are not a very, like, they're good. They're not.
They're a good young team.
They're a good young team. They're a couple more pieces and a couple more years away from being like an actual contender. Yeah, I think, if Giannis Giannis and Dame both sit out, Game 6 should be easy. Knock on wood. So.
Hell yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's all we got for the NBA. I think
Knicks might be choking.
Knicks might be choking. I mean, what else is new?
That's a backbreaker to lose like that.
Yeah.
Like
did you see the picture of was it Tyrese Maxey? He was like going across the sideline, and it's Ben Stiller next to Tracy Morgan.
Yes.
And Ben Stiller, like he looks like he is going to fight him. Tracy Morgan just gives him the finger. That was so funny.
Ben Stiller might have been the maddest I think I've ever seen a person.
Yeah.
Just that picture. Like I saw someone was like, I've never really understood the term seething mad until I saw this picture. He was seething mad. It was so fun. Yeah, and then Tracy Morgan's just kind of deadpan,
just giving him the finger. And you can see Ben Stiller, like, that shot is definitely a still frame of him yelling like, fuck you.
Oh,
he's up to 10 on that F. You can see it. He goes.
I hope Maxey has that like framed in his house by now. That's an all-timer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they were up by 6 with 20 seconds left. And now they're going to go back to Philly.
Yep.
That'll be interesting.
Okay, NHL. We don't have to talk too much about the Predators. Unless we want to.
I mean, that series has been incredibly boring.
Yes. Yeah. But also,
like overall, there have probably been about 10 exciting minutes of hockey across
maybe
4 or 5 games.
Yeah. The Preds they just can't play a full 60. And I mean, we're going to Game 6.
They did last
on
night.
Friday. So it's
see.
Not impossible, but whoever comes out of this series, they're going to be covered in bruises. And also they're going to get shit pumped by the Oilers. That is what is going to happen.
I was going to say, is it winner of this plays Edmonton? Is that definite? Well,
yeah.
I guess what is Edmonton up?
It's not definite. Edmonton can advance tonight.
So, yeah,
but I mean,
It's
They're
the
gonna do it
Oilers.
tonight.
So, also, honestly, I don't know if whoever wins this gets shit pumped by Edmonton. They are far and away the better team on paper than both. How many times have they been far and away the better team and just choked?
I mean, they made it to the Western Conference Final like 3 years ago.
Was that in
Yeah,
COVID?
when the Avalanche won the cup.
Yeah,
Oh, that was 2021.
2 years ago then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, 2. Okay. I just,
Uh,
I don't. I mean, that's the thing. Like the narrative is like, will McDavid win a cup with the Oilers? It's like, I don't know.
I bet on it.
I know you did, and it on paper is a smart bet. I just don't like. I'm not saying I would be confident we would probably lose in 5 at most, but there's. I'd rather play them than either Dallas or Vegas.
Yes, I agree with that.
I think that would be a true shit pumping.
Yeah, if we played Dallas, that
I
would
mean,
just be it. That would be a masterclass.
Or Vegas, honestly. Either
anyone.
team.
I mean, honestly, I still think if you're the Nashville Predators, the easiest path to the Western Conference Final is to go through Edmonton.
Oh,
Because like if we were in the wild card 8 spot, we'd be playing Dallas right now. And then even if we got past Dallas, we'd still have to play the Avs.
yeah.
And let the Knights and the Stars fucking bang it out, and then let whoever wins that series bang it out with the Avs, and then we can just cross that bridge when we come to it. If we come to it, probably not going to get there, but that is my opinion on Edmonton is the easiest path to remaining to the Western Conference Final.
Yes.
Dallas is up 3-2 with about 11 minutes left, by the way.
All right. Sounds about right.
Just throwing it out there.
They're probably going to win 4 games in a row and win that series.
Honestly, good. Fuck Vegas.
I saw a fucking tweet yesterday of Mark Stone's wife. She took a picture with a fan who had his jersey number, but on the nameplate said LTIR. And I was like, this makes me so angry. Because the fact that, like, I mean, the fans are like, yes, let's cheat.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, if it was us, I'd be doing the same thing. So
I know,
100%.
but it was more
like I hate him, and I hate the team. That's just, I don't even hate them for that. I mean, I hate that they're cheaters, but I hate that they just got handed like everything they want right out the gate.
Yeah, and I also think like this, Caps gymnastics thing just kind of fits Vegas as like a city. The house always wins. Like they're gonna find some way to like work around it. It fits this system in the geography very well. Of just like, oh, we can just like say our players are hurt and they don't count against the cap. Is that what you're saying? And it's like, yeah, basically. It's like, oh,
we should do that.
Well, these guys, that guy, and those 3 guys over there are all hurt.
We need to do that next year. Like, hey, Philip Forsberg got shot in the head. He's going to be out a couple months.
But we have to have assets to trade for good players.
I know. If we could just lie about our best players, yeah, let's just do it. Why not? They're doing it. Why can't we?
So yeah, I mean it pissed me off because like the fans know like what's going
Everyone
on.
knows.
Yeah, everyone knows, and they're okay with it. And if I won a cup, I'd be okay with it too. But
God, fuck them.
We haven't won a cup.
Well, if I want to come, I would.
What?
Whoa!
Whoa!
If I want a cup,
clip that.
Is what I meant to say. If I want a cup, I would be telling everyone to suck it. All right.
The I want to come there fits perfectly too.
All right.
Oh, that was perfect. Oh no, it happens. It happens.
Hey,
I
man,
think what's making me laugh
I was
harder
thinking
is
too fast.
what's making me laugh harder is like the end of the sentence as well.
Yeah, if I want to
It's
come,
like,
I'd tell people to suck it too.
yeah. uh, I'm
That was
red in
all
the
time.
face.
That was
I'm
great.
crying,
I just be thinking too fast.
sweating.
My mouth
Oh
don't catch up
God.
with wordy.
Oh, that was great.
God,
All right, well,
fantastic,
um,
fantastic.
so the Predators, I mean, Game 5, I was ready to just get
Oh
taken to
yeah,
the backyard and put out of my misery. So, but we won. Whoop-de-doo. We
live to
scored a
die another day.
power play goal.
Kind of.
About fucking time.
2
So
for 18 on the or 19 on the series now,
that sounds about right.
and the one before that was the first one of the series. So he went X amount without.
We went
What was
four
it?
games. We went 4 games without scoring a power play goal.
And like 17 attempts, 18 attempts,
Yeah.
roughly.
And these
I
two
mean, it
teams
got
hate each other. Like this is getting vicious.
I
Yeah.
There
love
are
it.
a lot of injuries, a lot of big hits. So
I
that's
love it.
entertaining. That's the entertaining part. Like I think like I was about to say 5. I think it's like more like 3 or 4 players have gotten hit in the face with pucks. That's
Yossi
crazy.
took one to the ear. Like he was
Yeah.
bleeding profusely out of his ear.
Yeah.
That's not good. I mean, he
Nope.
ended up being fine as far as I know.
It's
But
fine.
anytime I've seen people bleed from the ear in movies or like in any sort of combat sport, it's like, yo, that guy might die.
Yeah. You've got he's like Billy Bob in what's that one movie? Football. The high school. Is it Friday Night Lights?
Billy Bob, like, what are we
No,
talking?
the player's name is Billy Bob, and he gets like 3 concussions in a game or something. He starts bleeding from his ears.
That might have been Friday Night Lights. I honestly don't remember off the top
I
of
don't
my
know. I can't remember.
head. Billy Bob Thornton is in Friday Night Lights. So.
It's gonna drive me crazy. Varsity Blues. That's what it is.
Okay. I'm not
Yeah.
very familiar with that motion picture or
Yeah.
the show, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's a show.
I just know the beak is in it.
But yeah, they're like, he starts like bleeding from his ears. He's like, how many fingers am I holding up? He's like, 3. And he's like, no, it's got to be a yes or no question. And he's like, how many am I holding up fingers? And he's like, yeah. He's like, he's good. Send him back out.
I love it.
So my attitude towards this series is very much whoop-de-doo, but if we somehow win Game 6, I'll
All
probably
in.
be about 80% all in.
No, I'll be all in. If we win Game 6, I'll be all in.
Man, it would just be awful to just be crushed in Game 7 when you win Game 6.
Well, yeah, I'd rather that happen than just get like smoked at home in Game 6, lose all 3 home games in the series.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I think that's a
I
good
don't know.
point.
I mean,
I
both.
mean,
It's like, would you rather get shot in the head or shot in the chest? Like,
Probably
Yeah.
the chest.
who gives a shit?
what?
You're
Probably
gonna
the
die either way.
chest.
No, I'd rather get shot in the head.
But you would die.
You
Exactly.
would
Yeah. I feel like you're gonna
die.
die either
You
way.
would die either way. I think
Yeah.
that's
So
one's
shot in the
just
head.
slower.
Yeah. So I'd rather get shot in the head.
But you might not die
That's
if you get shot in
that's
the
not the
chest.
point of the question. Like,
Oh.
you're gonna die either way. Which way would you rather get shot?
I guess
In
I
the
did
chest or
kind
the
of
head?
contradict. I did. I guess I did contradict myself on that.
In the chest.
I'd rather lose in Game 7.
Yeah, I'd
I
rather
guess
get
that
shot in the
metaphor did
chest.
not apply, but I'd rather
I
lose in games.
I guess not, but
It did apply, just the way I approached it did not work.
I don't know. Losing Game 7 fucking sucks because I think about that Shark series in like 2015 where
Yeah.
we had that triple overtime game in Game 4 to like tie the series,
Mhm.
and then we brought it back to Nashville for Game 6. Went to overtime again, but it only lasted like 20 seconds, and then the Sharks just won like 7-0 Game 7 at home, and it was just like, this
Yeah.
fucking blows. Like,
I mean, if we got beat 7-0 in Game 6, though, I mean, it would be less awful, I guess. Wouldn't have got my hopes up, but I
yeah,
don't know. I feel like getting beat 7-0 in a playoff game is going to blow it either way.
yeah,
Mhm.
but
I mean, that's really it for the Predators. The Caps got swept.
Damn.
And yeah, I
who
heard a
could have
take it
guessed?
was yeah. I heard a take it was when you lose a playoff series in a week, it's like it really didn't happen. And I
Yeah,
was like, I can get behind that.
I agree with that.
It's like it just didn't happen.
I was like, when we got swept with the Avs, 2 years ago, it was like, all right.
Yeah.
It barely felt like it was real.
Yeah. It just happened so fast. They just scored so many goals so quickly.
Yeah, especially when like you kind of get shit pumped every game.
That was a shit pumping every game.
Yeah,
We didn't
One game
have
we went to overtime, but
yeah,
Saros for that series.
right.
yeah.
Did not
I
have
would have
Saros.
liked to see Saros in that series and see how it would turned out, but we didn't, so it's okay.
We probably would have lost.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
lost
don't,
in 5 instead of.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
They've been more entertaining, definitely.
yeah.
I think that's it.
Dude,
Shout out.
the Hurricanes scored 2 goals in less than 10 seconds against the Islanders.
Wagon.
Twice.
Yep.
I think the next series with the Canes and the Canes and the Rangers, it's over City.
I think
It
so
is
as well.
Oh yeah.
it is every game over.
Catch me with these overs.
Yeah.
You will. You will be catching me with these overs. Other news. Shout out Broncos third uniform. That shit is clean. That shit is clean as fuck.
Well, it's just the throwback
Yeah, it's clean.
and the helmet to go along with it.
Yes.
I
The
love
Jets
that.
one kind of looks the same.
I love that Broncos helmet. I'm not a huge fan of the jerseys. They look
Oh.
like UTSA.
Yeah.
Like I see those and I like, all right, I'm watching some Tuesday night Conference USA football.
Watching
Now,
the Roadrunners.
the Lions, though, the Blacks.
I think the black jerseys.
The black jerseys.
Why?
I do think those are clean. Like I agree. Yes, I think, and honestly, that blue helmet, like, I think that was a risk. I think they kind of crushed it. I like
Yeah, I
it.
think they crushed it. I hate the Texans.
Oh, that's so bad.
It's just all color
So
rush. It's just all
bad.
color rush, and they all look bad.
I don't get, like, I know like people have to be like, oh, this is fire, just like because they were probably either paid to or whatever. It's so
They're like third, like their alternate or whatever is like, how close can we get to being the Oilers
bad. Yeah.
without being the Oilers?
Mm-hmm.
Boo.
It's so bad, and it doesn't look good. Sorry.
Send him a cease and desist.
Yeah.
It's
Honestly,
ours. We own it.
Miss Amy needs to get on that.
Miss
We
Amy
sent
don't
one
take
to
no
the
shit.
I think the Titans sent one to the Houston or University of Houston for their like alternate.
Yeah, that to me is like a little like, let's just let them have fun. They're a college.
I
Like,
get it's like I get that, but also it's like there's an overlap between obviously Texans and University of Houston fans. I don't want them feeling any joy. Fuck them.
okay, fair enough.
If we're gonna be bad guys, we gotta go full heel. I agree. I also thought I thought those were pretty slick uniforms. So I was a little upset by that, but
Yeah,
I
they
don't want
were
the fans to be happy.
they were kind of clean. Speaking of semi-professional football, Chris, do you want to get into your UFL picks for the week?
I would love to. One more thing before we get into it. Did you see what that Patriots wide receiver said?
Oh, he
The
Uh,
said
draft pick.
something. He said
which
something
one?
like,
Oh crap! What was his name? Hold on, let me pull it up exactly.
he said something like, "I'm gonna catch some balls and
Yeah.
something."
Okay. So it was Javon or Baker, excuse me. I believe he's out of UCF. He said the quote was, "quote Bring your popcorn. I make people in wheelchairs stand up."
Hmm?
So the New England Patriots just drafted Jesus Christ. He can perform miracles.
Everyone, bring water to the games because I'm turning
I'm-
into wine.
also, I
Bring
I
your
want
sick, deaf, and poor. I will heal all.
bring the lepers to Foxborough.
We draft our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ
Apparently, he can cure paralysis.
by catching balls.
That is a really funny way of saying "come see me play," though.
I
I
want
think
him
it's
to
pretty
suck.
funny.
I kind of want him to suck now because that's going to be that quote circulating also when he goes like 2 catches for 22 yards.
Yeah,
We're going to see that quote everywhere. It's going to be hilarious. When
that
his
will that will be funnier. But
yes,
I think him saying that statement is funny in of
oh,
itself.
it is,
Like,
yeah.
yeah,
But what if lines ever come out about his like receiving yards total for the season? I'm probably going to take that under.
hell yeah.
But yeah, we can get into the UFL. I'll just run through them real quick. Don't really need too much explanation on them.
What'd you do last week?
I went 3-1. Finally, a
There
good
we
week,
go.
and we
And
didn't
we
do a
weren't
show.
on.
But you know what? 3-1. So we'll. It doesn't matter what the record on the season is. We'll just carry it into this week. So start game one. Birmingham Stallions go into Memphis to take on the Showboats. Spread is 11.5 in favor of the Stallions. Over under 43. Give me the over 43. The Stallions have been alternating quarterbacks between Matt Corral and what's his
Matt
name?
Corral.
Yeah, Matt Corral from Ole Miss and oh my God, what's his name? The guy from Nebraska, Adrian Garcia or something like that. I might have totally gotten that wrong, but whenever Corral starts, they don't really cover spreads, and he might be starting this game if they're going on the every other week kind of thing. So just give me the over. They're still going to score a shit ton of points. And the Showboats aren't terrible. So 11.5 seems like a lot to me. So give me the over. Next game, the Roughnecks taking on the Battlehawks. Another big spread. Battlehawks favored by 12.5. Over under 47.5. Ugh. You know what? Give me the over again. Battlehawks, I mean, they just whomped the defenders. I watched it. They beat them by like 30. So they could do it again. The Roughnecks are not good. But I feel like whenever I bet on the Battlehawks as a favorite, they never cover. So give me the over again, 47.5. Next one, the Panthers hosting the winless defending XFL champion Arlington Renegades. Panthers favored by 4, over under 42. Just give me the Panthers. The Renegades are so bad. I mean, they're horrible. I don't know how this team won a championship last year. I know, like, discussed it. They were not good in the regular season. They just got hot, but good God, they're 0-5. They're defending champs. So, yeah, Panthers -4. Last one. Tough one. This Brahmas Defenders, short spread. Brahmas favored by 1, over under 42.5. Brahmas, they've fallen off a little bit. They have some quarterback injuries. Give me the right now, taking the Defenders in a bounce back spot on the money line at +100. I might switch that closer to game time. We'll see. So follow the Twitter. But yeah, those are the four picks. We went 3-1 last week. Let's go for 4-0.
Hell yes. Okay, that's the UFL Gambling Corner. Let's wrap up the show. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on everything. Link is in the bio. Also, link in the bio is a Trendscenter app free trial for 2 weeks. The regular free trial is 3 days. And this app is murdering baseball right now. Baseball's in full swing. You're going to need some help betting on these spreads, betting on these teams, over-unders, and Trendscenter has got the data for you. Check that out in the bio. Worth a shot. Okay.
I believe, just real quick, I believe we've won 4 straight Trendscenter picks on Twitter.
Well, we got one going right now.
We got one going right now, and then we won last night. Oh, 3 in a row. Excuse me, 3 in a row.
Yeah, I think we're 3.
3 in a row. So, I mean, if that's what we're doing, just giving out one a day, actually, we can just look at every single game and pick out any winner you want.
You can, pick out any winner. Well, they're not guaranteed winners, but
they're definitely not. They're definitely not.
They're definitely not. Using data and science and history, they predict how games end. It's not always right, but okay, I'm going to stop talking myself into a corner here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We will see you next week. There's 3 of us. Let's make some money. Woo! Woo!